Jimin reveals Jungkook's feelings for Taehyung. ARMY weeps over this secret love. ARMY was surprised by a rare moment that occurred outside the main camera's spotlight, yet powerful enough to stir the emotions of millions. Jimin, with calm yet meaningful gestures, indirectly revealed Jungkook's deepest feelings for Taehyung. No dramatic declaration, no grand stage, just a piece of silent honesty that moved ARMY worldwide to tears. The question now is, since when has this love existed, and why is it Jimin who reflects feelings previously only hinted at? In the disciplined world of BTS and the South Korean entertainment industry's code of ethics, every emotional expression has consequences. However, some things can't be hidden forever, especially if it's love blossoming behind the scenes. Jimin, known as a mediator within the group's dynamics, seems to have witnessed the emotional bond between Jungkook and Taehyung most closely. He didn't say much, but his actions spoke far louder than words. In a recent live broadcast, Jimin spontaneously discussed small memories involving Taehyung and Jungkook. Not just about backstage laughter or playful moments during practice, but about how Jungkook always silently observed Taehyung. One of his most touching confessions was when he said, "Sometimes Jungkook doesn't say anything, but you can see the way he looks at Taehyung. It's like seeing someone who wants to say a lot, but chooses silence to avoid ruining it." This statement exploded on social media. ARMY, who often observed the interactions between BTS's two youngest members, felt like they'd found the final piece of a long-assembled puzzle. The video went viral within hours, with millions of retweets and tearful quotes. Jimin finally said what we've felt all along. A simple statement, yet enough to confirm that love, though unspoken, can still feel so real. Jimin also uploaded an old photo to his personal account. Taehyung and Jungkook sitting side by side, wearing similar clothes, laughing with their heads slightly tilted towards each other. No caption, just a white heart emoji. But as the BTS fandom knows, seemingly ordinary posts from BTS members often hold deeper meaning. In this context, ARMY interpreted it as a subtle acknowledgement that their relationship is more than just colleagues or close friends. Something quieter, gentler, yet stronger. In a subsequent interview with Japanese media, Jimin indirectly touched on this issue again. When asked which BTS member is most sensitive to others' feelings, he replied, "Jungkook has his own way of showing affection. He doesn't show it with words, but he's always there. And not everyone can see that, except maybe Taehyung." This last sentence seemed to be a meaningful emphasis, implying an emotional closeness beyond mere familiarity. ARMY knows Jungkook as quiet, perfectionistic, and reserved about his private life. Taehyung, conversely, is expressive, artistic, and sentimental. They seem opposite, yet complement each other. On various occasions, like concerts or BTS-run content, their chemistry always seems natural. But what distinguishes their interactions from typical fan service is the meaningful silence, long gazes, brief touches, or simply sharing earphones backstage. And Jimin, who's between them, knows exactly what's happening behind these interactions, even in sad moments, like when Taehyung lost his beloved grandmother or when Jungkook suffered an injury. They silently protected each other. Taehyung once said on a V-Live broadcast that Jungkook was the first to contact him in the middle of the night when he felt empty. He didn't say much, just asked, "Are you okay?" But I knew it was more than just a casual question, Taehyung said with a wry smile. ARMY cried again. They knew it was a love that didn't seek the spotlight. When Jimin said that some things are better kept silent because that's where they can grow, many immediately connected the statement to Jungkook and Taehyung's relationship. This isn't about sensationalism. It's about how genuine love chooses not to be vulgarly displayed, but conveyed in silence, in small actions that hold a world within them. What makes this revelation a significant emotional moment is that it came from Jimin, a figure who has always been quiet yet observant. He became a mirror, not only for Jungkook and Taehyung, but also for ARMY, who have always believed that true love doesn't always need to be announced. Sometimes it's enough for two hearts and one friend witnessing it up close. For many fans, it's not about who loves whom. It's about how love, in its purest form, can exist even in the harsh world of the entertainment industry. The love was never explicitly confirmed, nor denied. It lives in the spaces between song lyrics, in small gestures on stage, and now, through Jimin, its existence is finally acknowledged, albeit without a labeled, "ARMY doesn't need an official statement." They've long believed that the emotional bond between Jungkook and Taehyung is special. But when Jimin spoke, the world listened. And when he said that love doesn't have to be shouted to be felt, tears flowed uncontrollably. However, behind the emotion that binds millions of hearts, there's a big question that shouldn't be ignored. Is all this real? Or are we caught in an emotional narrative designed to create viral resonance among a public hungry for hidden love stories? This is the moment where we all, as viewers, fans, and thinking humans, need to step back and ask, is this genuine love, or just a product of collective interpretation and social media engineering? If the love between these two BTS members is real and as deep as depicted, why isn't there a single direct statement from both of them? Why is it Jimin who speaks, and even then implicitly, full of emotional punctuation but lacking objective data? Here lies our biggest challenge as a digital audience, distinguishing between authentic intimacy and a public narrative constructed for emotional impact. Of course, most of us want to believe that love like this exists, silent, sincere, and full of hints. But how often does that desire blind us to reality? Is it possible we love the idea of their love more than the love itself? And if so, are we becoming part of mass emotional consumption curated for clicks, shares, and algorithms? Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with feeling touched or inspired. But are we really seeing evidence, or are we just filling the void with personal hopes shaped from fleeting expressions, vague story posts, and onstage moments open to free interpretation? This news has evoked various reactions. Some cry because their love is finally validated, others are skeptical and call it fan service layered with marketing strategy. Both reactions are valid, but both must also be considered with an open mind. Because, as we know, the entertainment industry, especially in South Korea, is not a neutral space. There are agencies, contracts, and image strategies that could contribute to shaping this narrative. Therefore, it's crucial for us as information consumers not to fall into confirmation bias, the tendency to believe something just because we want it to be true. The digital world empowers us to spread stories instantly, but also presents a significant risk in creating a simulated reality not based on facts. Ultimately, this is the strength and weakness of the digital age. We can witness everything, but not always know what we're actually seeing. So let's use this moment not just to indulge in emotion, but also to learn to be a more critical, skeptical, and wise audience. Because in every viral story, there are layers we need to peel back. And who knows, maybe behind the story, whether real or fabricated, there's a great lesson. That true love doesn't always have to be announced, and truth doesn't always come in a form that satisfies our desires. So what do you think, ARMY? Do you believe this secret love is real, or do you see it as part of media and fandom construction? What makes you certain or doubtful, and is it important for us to know the truth? Or is it enough to enjoy this story as part of a collective imagination that unites millions of hearts? Let's discuss. Because love may be silent, but our minds shouldn't be.